Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation, back with another video here in Monterey, California, or Carmel to be exact, downtown in an Ocean Drive area, like just passed by Daily Driven Exotics out here. And I got Thomas here who I met up through social media on Instagram, and he runs a social media marketing agency. So I don't know, why don't you tell him a little bit about you know, like your company and that kind of thing.
I run a social media marketing agency out here. It's called Co-Media. I deal with mostly restaurant clients, and I'm working in the doctor niche also, chiropractors, plastic surgeons. And I've been running it about 6 months. I'm 20 years old and just got the agency over 6 figures, and you know, just trying to build up from here.
That's crazy, dude. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so a lot of people have asked me, you know, to do some videos talking about my revenue streams, because like a lot of people that have subscribed to my channel, that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, there's a lot of cars out here like Porsches and stuff making noise, but a lot of people that subscribe to my channel, they know that I invest in real estate, but that is not my only revenue stream, and it's not even my largest revenue stream. So I'm gonna break down to you guys what my different revenue streams are, and then that'll give you guys some kind of like food for thought. Because I'm an independent entrepreneur. I've been independent since 2004 when I quit my corporate job as a software engineer. And so let's just run through you know, some of my revenue streams. And then Thomas here, you know, kind of wanted to meet up because we crossed paths yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
And so he kind of wanted to meet up to pick my brain on a couple things. So I'm sure like after I go over my revenue streams, you might have some questions as well. And then we'll like just get that on video to share with everybody. All right, so revenue stream number 1.
Huge shout out to Will Motivation, guys. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel at Will Motivation, dude.
Will Motivation on YouTube and Instagram. Definitely check him out.
We about to run Will Motivation. Will Motivation. Will Motivation.
Just saw Will from Will Motivation. If you don't know who he is, just go ahead, type in Will Motivation on YouTube and you'll find him.
Will Motivation, satin white Hurricane to drive.
Will Motivation.
Will Motivation.
Will Motivation. Will Motivation.
Go check out Will Motivation's channel on YouTube.
So my first revenue stream that I still have to this day is a business that I started, a social networking business that I started a long time ago, like back in 1999.
My name is William R. Moss III, middle name Roger. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I went to Hampton University, graduated with a degree in computer science in 1995. The biggest thing that stands out though in my college experience that kind of brought me to work with HBCU Connect and what we're doing here is the fact that I went with the intention of getting a degree from an accredited school, but at the same time being able to enjoy myself, which happened. I got a degree, came out, worked with Bell Labs, got some excellent experience there, but the whole Black college experience was a success. I am the CEO, president of HBCUconnect.com. What I do, I'd like to consider myself the lead visionary and kind of a pace setter for where we're going, when we're going to get there. I'm typically writing code to support some of the functionality of the site and to support some of the needs of our users and of our clients. So that's what I like to do. I like to roll up my sleeves and get technical and actually write software that powers the website.
It's a .com. It's called HBCUconnect.com. And the way that I make revenue with this business is through mostly recruitment advertising. So I get like big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, you name it, Intel, Google, like pretty much most big corporations have come through my doors at one point or another. And what they come to me for is to advertise their job opportunities, because I have the largest network of African-American professionals and students from historically Black colleges and universities. I started it out just for fun as a passion project, and it grew and I quit my job, started hiring people, and set up shop, in Columbus, Ohio for that business. And that's still my largest business to this day. And that's my number one revenue stream, is that .com that I created. And then, like I said, I make money through recruitment advertising and like targeted marketing that companies want to do that and come specifically to me, rather than going to, other websites or other businesses that are not as targeted as mine. So that's revenue stream number one. After that business started doing well, I saved up money from that business, and I got into the real estate investing. All right. So the way that happened, long story short, it's kind of like by accident, but I bought every place that I lived in since the age of probably 24 when I built my first house. I bought all the places that I was going to live in. So I bought a condo that I needed to live in for a little bit of time. And when I went to go sell that condo, I was going to lose 40 grand. And I didn't want to lose 40 grand, and I couldn't believe that the value of my home dropped by 40 grand. So instead of selling my house for a loss, I decided if people are willing to sell their house for a loss, I'll buy their houses at a discount, and that's how I'm going to get into the real estate game. And that's what I did. So I took basically all of my life savings from revenue stream number one, and I created revenue stream number two by buying, selling, and renting investment properties in Columbus, Ohio. So I bought probably 30 to 40 properties, and I kept 22 of them, and I sold about 15 or so. I flipped them. So that's two revenue streams, but the same second business. So I started first business was his own thing, HBCU Connect LLC. I started the second revenue stream was a real estate company called Moss Estates, and buying, selling, and renting out or leasing property. And so that was revenue stream number two, and I still do that to this day. I just bought a flip property last week, and I hope to flip it within 30 days, and hope to make $20,000 to $40,000 in that flip real quick. All right, and I rent about 20 properties that I have rented every month that bring in, we're not quite at $1 million a year, but it's six-figure revenue every year in rental income. All right, so revenue stream number three. Actually, I started this revenue stream before I did the real estate, but I started a software company when I built that social network. I built all the software for that social network, and I started selling the software and leasing the software to other people. And then I also started generating revenue through different software projects that I would do. So that's Moss Interactive. And actually that was my second business and my second stream of revenue. So I'm getting 2 and 3 switched around a little bit. But that's 3 revenue streams. So that third one that I'm talking about, Moss Interactive, is software development and online advertising revenue. And that's number 3. All right, number 4 is YouTube. I don't make a whole lot of money off of YouTube, but it is a revenue stream. I make anywhere from $800 to $8,000 a month. On average, I would say I make about $1,000 a month off of YouTube. So for me, it's really not a real legit revenue stream at this point, but it is a revenue stream that's growing. All right, so that's YouTube. And then I recently launched, so number 4 or number 5. I recently launched a online course, and a lot of you guys asked me to do that, as you saw that I invest in real estate to be able to afford some of the supercars. And I started an online course, and that online course has done 5-figure revenue since I launched it earlier this year. And I plan to put a lot more energy and effort into marketing that course and sharing it with the world, basically. So those are my main income streams, and we do pretty well. I don't really talk about my overall revenue, but we do okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's the revenue streams that I have built over time. But I'm always looking for opportunities to create revenue from different things, man. And so that's kind of what brought us together to talk about business opportunities or whatever. So I don't know if you got any questions for me, man. But if you do, you know. Like,
well, my question is for the course, you know, I wanted to ask your subscribers, you know, what's going to be in the course, you know, you're going to walk them through, I know it's A to Z, you told me you're going to lay out your portfolio. I was kind of interested, you know, how the course goes, and, you know, front to back, you know, some things you talk about in there and some things you're going to learn from it.
Okay, yeah, so like with the real estate, basically what I did, man, since I taught myself how to invest in real estate, and I also studied some books, like there's a book called The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. I studied that book, but I just jumped in and did everything, and I took my business savvy into the investment world. So I teach basically every single thing that I know and that I had to learn to be able to invest in real estate. So everything from having a millionaire mindset to thinking like an investor, to the beginner stuff, like what you need to do in order to get your first deal done, like who you have to have on your team. It's thorough, bro. It's thorough. It's like, I don't know how many hours, maybe like almost 40 hours of course material, if not more.
So you're not holding nothing back.
Nah, dude, like by the time you get to the end of the course, not only will you have everything that I learned that I'm sharing, but you also, I lay out my actual online, my whole portfolio. So I'll show you every property that I ever bought, every property that I ever sold, and every property that I still have, and how much money they make. So there's no like secrets, there's no hidden smoke and mirrors. You see like real case study of how you build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, you know, from the very first property. So that's what I do, and that's what's in the course, man. So I appreciate that question.
And then how did you get money to start your first investment, you know?
Well, that's a good question. So the question was, how did I like get the money to start investing in real estate?
Yeah.
So basically, the first revenue stream that I created, that .com
LLC.
Yeah, HBCU Connect LLC. I took the money, I saved up about $300,000 from that business, and over years. Like, I started investing in 2010, and I have been working on that website since 1999. So it took me some time to save up that kind of money, you know, because you know not everybody comes across 300 grand, but that's what I did. I saved it up, and that was my seed money, and I turned that 300 grand into over 10x through investing in real estate. So I basically took revenue stream number 1 to start revenue stream number 2.
So you gotta do it.
Yeah,
and then you gotta tell beginner real estate person who's trying to get into real estate, how much do you say they should start off with, jump in the game?
The main thing you gotta start off with to get into the real estate game is knowledge, dude. Like, take the first little bit of money and invest in, like, it might be an online course, it might be going to a conference or something, but you wanna gain knowledge so that you can get comfortable enough to know how to evaluate a deal. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't know how to evaluate and recognize a good deal, you'll lose your money. So the first thing you want to do is invest some time and money into to learning. And if it's just a little bit of money, you could buy a book. You can watch my videos on Real Estate 101. Is my YouTube channel for that. If you have more money and you've already invested in learning how to get started and evaluate deals, then you could start doing deals with as little. Usually, as an investor, you need 20% down on a property. So a property, let's make it easy, $100,000 property, you need 20 grand. But if it's your first property, you might be able to get away with like a consumer loan. So you might only need 5%, you only might need $5,000 to buy a property. But there's other people that do wholesaling. So I go into wholesaling a little bit, but it's not my area of expertise, because I use my own money to invest. Shout out to DDE, that's them down there revving that car. But I use my own money to invest, but a lot of people start out by wholesaling, and you don't have to have any money to do wholesale deals, but you gotta be able to find a deal, get the deal under contract, and then present that deal to your list of investors, and then hopefully one of those investors buys it, and then you basically flip the contract for a profit. So like, you might go into contract with a homeowner to sell their house for 100 grand, and then you go to your investors and say, I have this house, I'll sell it to you for 120. And then you just do the paper transfer at closing, and you make 20 grand by finding that deal and flipping it. But it's it's a little bit more detail in it than that, and I'm not an expert on wholesaling, but I get into it a little bit in my course as well.
I see, that's good.
Yeah, man.
I do got one last question, and that would be, what do you have to say to people who think that you need a real estate license to get in the game and
That's funny, man.
go to real estate school?
That's
I have people that come to me like, oh, do I need a real estate license to start getting money from real estate, or is that legal to do that? And a lot of people are kind of up in the air about, thinking they need it or they don't need it.
That's a great question, because it's funny because I've gotten that question about 10 times in the last week on YouTube. So all right, everybody listen up. You asked me, do you need a real estate or realtor's agent's license to be an investor in real estate? And the short answer is no, not at all. You don't. Investors, it's just as simple as buying a house. So anybody that has the money can buy a house, right? They don't have to have a license to buy a house, and then they can go and sell that house. You don't have to have a license to sell it. It's as simple as that. So no, you don't need an agent's license. You don't have to go take a bunch of courses to become an agent. None of that. But if you were thinking about buying and selling a bunch of houses and becoming an agent, then yeah, you got to get your realtor's license in that market where you're gonna be buying or like selling houses essentially. But to be an investor, no, not at all, not at all. But all right, so I guess that was the last question. Appreciate you again, man. Shout out your social media. What's your
media? co-media.us. Check it out.
And Instagram?
Instagram, thomas.sim98. Check it out.
All right, y'all check them out, man. All right, so I'm about to go meet up with Paul from Columbus Cars and Coffee, and possibly Nick from VF Engineering, and hang out a little bit more here in Carmel. But yeah, I promised those guys I would check them out. So I hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, hit that like button for me and subscribe to Will Motivation. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yeah.
Yo, so I wanted to say thanks for watching today's video and our discussion about revenue streams. But more importantly, I wanted to explain to you guys why it's important to have different revenue streams. And the number one reason why it's important to have multiple streams of income or multiple streams of revenue coming in, there's like two reasons, at least for me, on why I wanted to have multiple revenue streams. And that is for security, number one. So for example, if you have one stream of revenue and it might be your main, your job, for example, and you don't have any money coming in from real estate or any other type of investment or business, if you ever lose that job, then you have zero streams of income coming in. And for me, that's a really bad place to be when it comes to trying to be secure or financially secure without having to stress and worry about losing that one stream of income or revenue. All right, so that's number one, security. And then number two is I like to have multiple streams of income coming in or revenue coming in, because you never know which one of those different endeavors that's bringing in money could be a huge windfall of revenue or money coming in by you getting involved in investing, or you getting involved in starting a business, or you getting involved in whatever it might be that brings in that revenue. By having multiple lines out there, it's almost like going fishing, right? So if you throw one pole in the water, you catch one fish. If you throw out 6 different poles in the water as a fisherman, you might bring up 6 fish, you might bring up 3, or whatever. But the main thing is you try to throw those lines out so that you can bring in more than just one fish. And when you bring that fish up, that number one pole that you had out there, which is your number one stream of revenue, you might be bringing in a bass or whatever. You pull one of them other lines out, you might have a huge fish on the hook. You could have a whale or a shark or whatever, right? But you would never know that unless you try to set up different streams of income for yourself. So that's the important thing about it, man. So I wanted to make sure to bring that home. I was editing the video, and it was a good discussion about what some of my revenue streams are, but I wanted to make sure that you guys understood the importance of having those different revenue streams coming in for your future, essentially. And last but not least, a A lot of people have been asking me about my online course. It is available. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video in case you are ready to learn about building that type of an income stream through investing in real estate. So as you saw in the video, I talk a little bit about the course. I put a lot of time and effort into it. I think it's really good, really on point. So if you're ready to take a step towards learning how to invest in real estate, click the link below and go to willmotivation.com/invest, and that'll give you a discount on my online course. And other than that, just want to say thanks for watching this video, and look forward to more videos coming on the way. Peace.